I don't give a shit less, man. I don't give a shit less at all. Not one shit. It don't matter. I don't give a fuck if it is recorded. I give a fuck less. I don't give a fuck if this is recorded or not. I don't give a shit. Sorry, guys. Hey, how's it going? It's great for me. Fantastic. I'm just realizing everything again and again. So it's kind of a drag, but whatever. This is just me. You're over there. You're just a person. I'm over here. I'm just another person. But some people in between us are the ones that are doing that, right? They're between us. They're keeping us apart. And that's the way it is. A lot of people, they create the hate and then they leave, right? They're not here. They're somewhere else, right? And they're laughing. And if they are here, they're laughing at us because we're weary or hating of each other. So I'm sorry that I hate people. It's kind of a drag because I'll tell you a couple like years ago, even I still loved people, but now I hate them all. I hate everybody all pretty well now. It's kind of a drag. That's kind of a bummer. Do you guys feel that way? Put up a thumbs up if you feel that way. If you don't, put up whatever you want. A fight. Put up a fight to not feel that way. But I'm telling you, it's hard. It's getting harder and harder. And I'll tell you, I feel responsible in a lot of ways to make people feel better. So when I'm feeling bad, I'm sorry, guys, that you're listening, but I'm not feeling good. It's my birthday again. I'm a prisoner. This place is a prison. There's no question about that. I've been in a place that I haven't liked the people. I've liked some of the people, but those are the old school people that really have quality of character, right? These drug addicts that are living here and people that are just like really, they're bitter people. They're bitter. They've made me bitter. And that was Kosher. Kosher is a bitter person. Like, I don't know if you've ever talked to Kosher and not known him, but if you've ever talked to him, because I'll tell you a couple times, I didn't realize who I was standing next to. And I noticed he's a bitter person. And then I noticed it's Kosher. Like I went into the restaurant a couple times and he's an asshole, but I didn't know it was him. But he was being an asshole to me in his civilian clothes with his family there. Like it's bad enough if you're an asshole police officer and you're not being an asshole police officer in front of your family. But I think he's an embarrassment to even his family a lot of times. And I know sometimes I've been that way, but I can't make excuses. No one can, as a matter of fact. When you know that you're being an asshole, you should change what you're doing. And then I say it again, but I can't make excuses, can I? Or can I? Can I just say that I'm under a lot of stress? Like as if I was an RCMP officer. Is that what Kosher could say? He's under a lot of stress and he's, like maybe just didn't realize the situation and he handcuffed a kid that was Down syndrome because he said they were in drugs. The kid had Down syndrome. It's pretty obvious, the person. And his dad is just a Native person, First Nations. So there was no reason for that. So what is that? So what is that? You tell me. You tell me what the excuse was now, and why the timing is that I get the RCMP letter, and they said they banned me from basically from complaining about the RCMP, and they're still investigating my complaint, and they'll answer me whenever they will, and it's 5 years. So that's 5 years on a very simple complaint. And the reason that it's so simple is because, it's obvious, right? He shouldn't have been there. Neil Meyer should have said that wasn't Preston. And then we should have got on with it from there, right? But they didn't. They fucked up. And so when they lied to themselves, that's what the problem was. They didn't lie to me because I knew they were lying, right? I was always like, well, I know the Reverend's lying. I know everybody's lying, And so then all of that and the false COVID quarantine. Now that was totally obvious because the guy, the justice of the peace that orders a mental health thing was from Weyburn or Fillmore, and it was alleged that the guy that was the Coast guy, Chris, was the guy that filed the mental health thing, but it wasn't true, was it? It was Kosher from Fillmore
all the way trolling me. Like I said, he's trolling me. I said that. I said, he's on my channel. Listen to this. And then I went on with a whole bunch of shit. And then what did they do? He didn't, and they didn't. And I'll tell you, I have the video right here. I can put it up, actually. It's in one of these brands. I think it's on the other channel. But where I said, look, this is false. They haven't done, and I opened the door and I say, hey, how come you guys aren't taking my temperature and doing my thing? Oh, we'll come back later. Yeah, they do the whole floor where it's the COVID thing, right? But they didn't do me. What do you mean? What do you mean? So it was a false COVID right there. That was the evidence that I needed to prove. And like, why would the clowns, when I have so many cameras in my room, why? Because he didn't know me well enough that I was recording. And all the way through the whole police thing, I had a voice recorder in my pocket. There's a psychiatrist comes in, I can play you these recordings too. I've got what 50 hours of recordings. And there was, I don't know, like 4 hours of recording in the hospital there. And the psychiatrist is arguing with me. You can't record me. You can't record me. And I'm like, yes, I can. That's because I'm telling you I'm recording you. That's why I can record you. If I was just hiding this recorder, I couldn't record you. And she says, well, I won't talk to you. It's a breach of trust if you record me. I said, no, it's not. It's me and you, and I'm recording you. I said, I can record you. Well, that's illegal. No. And she argued with me. And then she committed me for 72 hours. Hey, and why? And I said, I need a lawyer. I want to talk to a lawyer now. But she went ahead and did that. And then they let me go. And so then as soon as that happened, I said, well, I know I'm being fucked over here in Regina. And I went to Fillmore, and 3-4 days later, they fucking smashed my door in, right? Right? It was, a month, right? So that was December. That was on my birthday, December, January, February. And then they came and smashed my door in. Why? Because Kosher was running me out of town. And that's what it was. It was running me out of town. Why? Because he was wrong about what he was doing and saying about me and how he was fucking me around in the neighbors, with all the neighbors and everybody in the whole town. Because he was wrong. And he knew he was wrong. And that's why the government kept on trying to fuck me around, because they're wrong. And then they stole my computers to try to prove something, right? They were trying to prove something against me, and they were wrong again. And they were wrong all the way through, and they're still wrong. And I have a right to be pissed off, and I have a right to tell you that I would fucking kill you, because you would treat me the same way. And this is my privacy, that I'll tell you that I can fucking say what I want to say. And that's a matter of an actual fact. Because I can be outraged. I have a right to anger. That's my privileged right as a citizen in any respect. They were wrong, and I'm so happy. You know what I mean? I'm so happy that it was all proved. But what the biggest problem is now is that I knew all along, and I knew this years ago, that they are just fucking haters. And when they're wrong and they hate you, that's when you're in trouble. They fuck you around every which way. And it's not just like this. You know what I mean? It's every which way. And because they're binders, they bind you. They bind you with their words and their deeds. That's what they do. Yeah, that's what they do. That's what they do. That's exactly what happens. Yeah, so I don't know, man. I don't know what the hell. Because when you don't have a channel, you have no content, then you don't exist. Right? And so I am still existing, guys. I'm still existing right here. I'm still existing. And I will exist forever. Doesn't matter. People are trying to be nasty to me, but I'll tell you, I've been here for a while, and I'm going to be here for a while longer. There's no question about that. And so when they found themselves to be in such dire consequences that they had afforded themselves the luxury of breaking the law against a citizen, to commit and to say that there's some kind of a crime that the citizen's committing and that justifies their actions against the citizen, and now they found themselves to be indebted to me, now they're just mad, right? And they come onto my channel with some kind of a fake account that has no content, right? And it has no content, right? And when you have no content, when you have no substance, that's when you're totally a worthless person, right? You're totally worthless. And so when they built themselves up to seem to have substance in the eyes of people that are ignorant, right? And so Kosher built himself to be, in the eyes of other people, with substance. But the ones that he has transgressed against, those ones, they have no value for him, right? And so when you have no value for something, then you forsake it as being or should be, deceased and gone, left this planet of the earth and buried maybe somewhere. And so that's the thing about it, guys. You start to create the hate. And so that's what happens. And the hate is created against you because of that. And so these people with no substance, there's no channel that they belong to. It's just a face in the crowd, and there's really, it's an illusion that somebody told you the story that this person exists, and they really don't, because they've never proved themselves to actually have that kind of creative substance that needs to be, shone in the light and the brightness. And so these people of few words, they have really no words to explain their actions, but they have these strong arm tactics to enforce the ways and means which they want to inflict upon people. Those are the people that you should fear, because they will take up weapons against you. Their weapons are not words. Their weapons are not insight or inciting you to an action of regret, but they are truly weapons of destruction, mass destruction of your rights, because they will put their hand on their gun without even leaving the holster and threaten you, because they think that there's something totally special. And so I don't know how many channels you're going to have to make, Santa, but when you have no substance, where's your substance, buddy? That's what the problem is. I missed you. Are you going to make another channel? You better put up another chat and tell me quickly, because I don't know if I have to block this Santa again. Is this a different Santa, or is this the same Santa? Or who is this, Coleslaw? See, now you missed. You have to put up another, are you going to subscribe again? And it seems like I'm getting more subscribers every time I block you. You're going to unsubscribe from that? What should I do? Should I put you back on the screen and you can put up another chat to explain yourself? You got 1 second. I'm going to unblock you for another second. You're going to put up another chat? You got a countdown. Let's see what the timer is. Or is there a timer? Hold on. I got to go live. There we go. Now I'm at the live stream point. Santa Claus is always listening and watching. Okay. Well, that's it, buddy. Make another channel, I guess. Subscribe again. I don't know. I like you, Santa, just because of you present yourself as Santa Claus, which is, not a malevolent, but a benevolent entity, right? But I seriously, I'll tell you, and this is the honest truth, it's sick. It's really sick that people will threaten and harass a person. And I'm tired of it. That's really, really sick. You either got to come across real, or, man, I don't know if I'm ever going to have another chat again. And then Coleslaw and you both, which I think are the same person, you won't be able to put up any chats. You'll just be sitting there with nothing. And you'll be listening. And you can just, I don't know, I don't get what kind of joy you get out of fucking putting this on your channel. You must think I'm a pretty wise person. If you're willing to ridicule a person, and when a person has critics, there's something that rings true about what they say. That's the only reason that you have a critic, is because it bothers people that know the truth, right? When a person says something and they have a critic, that's because I'm saying something that is true. If you weren't ever here, then guess what? I would be just lying to everybody, right? Get my point. The fact that it bothers you is something that's true. It's because what I'm saying is true. That's a fact. And I'll tell you, when you have, you look, I'm telling you, I look at these guys, I know exactly what the deal is. And I'll tell you, if I want to, I'll go and hang my dick out just like Bobby does. He's got skin tight shorts out. And you'll be going like, holy fuck. The fuck is the fire hose in that guy's pants? Because I'm not like Bob. Bob has gotten nothing. I don't know. I think that's why he fucking stands around naked. I think that's why. It's because there's like, he's such a skinny guy. Holy fuck. But I got a dad bod now. And especially when I eat. When I eat, I get really fat. So I think it's bulimia or anorexia, I think. You know what I mean? Because I just have a really bad body image when I eat. And like, now I ate yesterday because I never ate for 3 days. And then I ate and I got really sick and I got bad acid reflux today. And then again, I ate today again, but I feel better. So I guess I'm getting used to food again. So I don't know if I'm going to eat for a while, maybe for a few days, I guess. Because allegedly I'm supposed to get some food on the 22nd. I don't know what kind of food I'll get, because a lot of times when the food bank gives you food, it's like, and then, I mean, you know what they do, right? They run up to the door, and if you're not fucking, like, if you don't run to the door, they leave with your food. They don't just have a tag that says, here's Fred's food, and leave it there. No, they run away. They run away. And I mean, they run away. I've went out there and they're driving away. So I quit the food bank like months ago. Today was the first time that I went to a grocery store in like, I don't know how many months, September, October. So I'd say at least 2 or 3 months. It's the first time I went to a grocery store because a person gave me $20 yesterday. But I can tell you right now, and you can hear my voice right now, it's because there's some real bad things coming up from my stomach. I've got some real bad acid reflux and some bad kidney pains. And when I wasn't eating for 3 days, when I was going to the bathroom, it was white. It was really cloudy. So that's called kidney failure, right? That's kidney problems. It's a kidney infection. So I'm just telling you, that could be another reason my voice isn't so great. And it's because of anxiety and nerves. A friend of mine, way back when the Where's Wayne thing happened, shortly thereafter I got a hernia. I developed a hernia shortly after the Where's Wayne thing. And I said, the RCMP are harassing me. The RCMP are harassing me. And I complained to the RCMP. I said, look, I put in a human rights complaint, as a matter of fact, and they denied my human rights complaint. I said, look, it's because of my religious freedom. I'm a Christian. I'm a born-again Christian, and this guy won't leave me alone. I have a criminal record, and I'm a born-again Christian, and this fucking guy will not leave me alone. And I put in a human rights complaint, and then the Where's Wayne thing happened. And that's honest to God truth. You can check with the Saskatchewan Human Rights Commission. Keith Kosher harassed me, and I put in even a Saskatchewan Human Rights Commission complaint, and it got worse. It got worse. It got worse. And yeah, and that's a matter of a fucking actual fact. And the Where's Wayne thing happened, and you can ask anyone that knew me at that time that I was hanging around. And then I got the hernia. And I started getting even like, I mean, couldn't work really much hard because then I had a hernia operation. They're like, where'd you get the hernia from? Well, from that's what I got it from. He was harassing me since 2010. 2009, 2010. So it's like been 13 years. And that's an honest fact. Ever since I got there, ever since, I mean, he developed his career, I guess. You know, he's developed. And so that's what they do, right? And that's what anybody does. If you go to any small town, you'll find one person that, and well, two or three people, or any kind of cliques, right? You'll find the cliques. But that's what he did. He developed targets that he decided, well, these are the targets. And of course, anyone new would be another target, right? And he had targets before me, and they came forward. They did their thing. They sued him, or they complained, or they moved. Most of them just move. Most targets in a small town, they just move to some other place, or else they have family, right? And so that's what he did, and he decided to target me. And I put in a complaint to the Human Rights Commission about religious freedom. And then the Reverend came along after that, a while after that. But that's the way it actually was. That's the truth. He's a fucking piece of shit. That's it. I don't give a fuck. You can go and call it, or hey, you can listen, Keith. You're a fucking piece of shit, Keith. You're a fucking piece of shit. And I remember, and you remember how many times you in the restaurant you fucking said shit to me. I should have looked right at you and said, "What the fuck is your name, pal?" That's what I should have said. And you remember when you did that in the restaurant, in that fucking restaurant down there, Tavern 33. You remember when you did that, Keithy baby? Keithy baby. Hey, Keithy baby. Hey, Keithy baby. Little baby, Keithy baby. Little baby, Keithy. Are you getting teased? I hope you're up there, buddy. I hope you listen to this. Because you can remember when you did that, you scumbag. I should have turned right and looked right at you. But guess what? I was always a duck, right? I let it run off my back, no matter who harassed me, whenever it was. Because I was a changed man. I was a born-again Christian. After that experience at LD Allen's, that's when I said, fuck, man, I got to stop. I'm not going to drink and drive. I'm not going to drink. I'm not going to do so much drugs. I quit smoking weed. Fuck, I went to Estevan. I was on drugs. I wasn't anything. I fucking showered. I even wore cologne. That's how fucking much I was fitting in. I had clothes. I went to stores and bought clothes. I never bought clothes in my life. I had a credit card in Estevan. And then after I lost my job in Estevan, I came back to fucking Fillmore. And I was hanging around Fillmore for a while. And then what? My dad died. I don't know. I can't remember. Well, I can remember, but it's a complicated story. Yeah, I took too much time off is what the problem was. I think that's the thing. I should have sold that shit and moved out. But then I was like, man, I could build a house here because I could have had the money. I would have had the whole total cash because I had 35,000 cash and it just was like a slush fund. I could have spent all that on buying. Anyways, that was my great life. And thanks for letting me reminisce. But I'm going to tell you the truth. People in my life have encouraged me and then denigrated me for the things that they've hated me for. I'll tell you, women sometimes will encourage you, and that I'll tell you, it's fucking sick, man. I'll never fucking ever trust another woman in my life unless she's willing to trust me. And most women don't trust anyone because they've been offended against in some way or fashion, and that's the truth. And another thing is that most men are the exact same way. They're ready to bite your ass off before you even fucking get a chance to live. And I don't know why, but it's getting worse today, guys. And I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry if you feel differently than I do about that. That's exactly the way I feel. People are backbiters. It's getting worse, and they're taking advantage of each other. Just please support anyone in your family, and at least don't take advantage of them. And another thing, just try a little harder for yourself to be who you are. And you know who that is, right? You know who you are. I'll tell you who you are. You're the best person alive. You know that? And you can make anyone's life better every step of the way that you walk, every chance you get. You can do that, and I know you can, because I have faith in you as a person and as a friend. If I knew you well enough, then that would be true. And I don't know. It's not up to me. It's up to you. And I don't know if that makes any sense. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it doesn't. I'm just going to still keep trying no matter what. No matter what. I'm going to keep trying just because I feel that somewhere deep down inside, someone really cares enough. And it's love that they can't hide. It's their honesty and integrity that I seek and I find. When I look into their eyes, it's such a great joy, and I feel pride for you as well as myself. Thanks, guys. You've helped me work it out again. And if you haven't, then, well, I'd say you're not my friend. But I know you are. God bless you all. See you later, man. Peace. Have a great day. It's great to see you. Great to be you.